You're just a dumb machine anyway. And I'm going to tell you so in your own language.
What could be more frustrating than wasting time stuck in traffic? But imagine a future where you could read a book while a computer takes the wheel. As Dick Wilson explains, the era of automated driving could be just down the road.
Do you really think so? Do you really?
That's a feature in the iPhone 4S we call Siri.
PT is a type of artificial intelligence model developed by OpenAI.
Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is technology that enables a computer to think or act in a more human way. And if you've taken notice, more consumer accessible AI companies have emerged as of recently, such as ChatGPT from OpenAI in 2022. It took years of development before launching the software, which ultimately made headlines consistently not long after due to its potential. It almost seems like this sparked more discussion of the overall capability of a very new consumer-based AI platform since then, although the technology isn't entirely new. For example, entertainment services like Netflix use the technology to understand what we like to watch and recommend other shows based on what they learn. And chatbots aren't new to the scene. The first ever chatbot was developed by MIT professor Joseph Weizenbaum in 1966. It was called Alesia. It uses pattern matching and substitution methodology to simulate a conversation. This would later lead to other iterations created on similar fundamentals, except in 1992, the first chatbot with efforts of incorporating AI that was recognized for its full voice-operated chat program was called Dr. Spatzo. It now seems like there is a major recent spike in companies implementing AI onto platforms, which has now turned into a race to match the competition of the biggest leading AI software companies right now. All while the hype of voice assistants like Siri and automation in Teslas peaked in the early stages of development years ago. It still advances every day, but the hype has somewhat toned down since, because that wasn't equal or as exciting to having an interaction with a artificial intelligent chatbot. Additionally, previous chatbots were still undeveloped and severely limited. But although ChatGPT is essentially still a prototype and will be for a while longer, the capabilities have changed, which is expected with any technology that exists. The combination of enhanced smartphones and internet technology with easily accessible AI chatbots as powerful as Sam Altman's ChatGPT played a big role in the rising popularity. There are many different types of AI machines for all types of different things. But are they a good idea? There's a mixed answer between yes and no. The honest answer is both. The focus now is more on the human-like intelligence rather than the traditional AI that's limited use is to have certain or combined tasks and is excluded from effective computing. Unlike car assembly machines whose job is to do repetitive work that sometimes requires more physical work than brain power, the inventions have slowly developed over the beginning of the first AI program, which was written in 1951, a 30-year difference from the birth date of the official internet in 1981 after TCP was established. One example is Waymo's self-driving cars, which are exceptionally intelligent and trained to drive on the road autonomously, although not 100% perfect. These cars don't have emotions within the computers built into them. They only have what is needed to replicate human driving requirements, with all of the resources needed to make essential driving decisions based on a graph neural network to model the interactions between different vehicles. Self-driving cars are a good idea, but there is a danger that still exists because it simply doesn't replicate the full intelligence of a human just yet. We would need to change or add an entire route specifically for autonomous vehicles and create a dedicated roadway for these vehicles to talk to each other to create the safest possible environment. But this transition will take such a long time and will most likely become an addition rather than reinstating the current travel situation. There has been over $100 billion invested in self-driving cars, but there are massive issues in the industry due to the fact that they share the same roads as human drivers, which requires equal intelligence that truthfully isn't here yet. But I'll stay optimistic. The oldest type of AI is called reactive machines AI. These machines do not have memory-based functionality and can only be used for automatically responding to a limited set of combination of inputs. Over time, this has slowly transitioned to work in conjunction with other types of AI called limited memory AI. In addition to having the capabilities of purely reactive machines, these are only capable of learning from historical data to make decisions. But for Siri or similar voice assistants, they typically use narrow AI technology, which is for a single task, such as recognizing images or playing chess. It's not meant to be a humanoid replacement or a supercomputer. As a narrow AI, Siri can't think on its own or make decisions independently of its programming, but by analyzing our transactions with it over time, Siri can become more capable of understanding what we need and providing us with the best possible results. This brings us to where AI is right now and our quest to create smarter machines as fast as possible. The essential goal is to combine every AI tech into one to make the ultimate machine as one. While the 3 previous AIs have been and are found in abundance, there is the next level of AI called theory of mind, or TOM, which exists either as a concept or a work in progress. A theory of mind level AI will be able to better understand the entities it is interacting with by discerning their needs, emotions, beliefs, and thought processes, but it is not equivalent to a human consciousness. Scientists are still looking for a consensus and operational definition of consciousness. To put it in perspective, it has been found that other primates other than humans have passed a test called false belief. A study published from the important PNAS journal confirmed that the great apes are able to anticipate false beliefs. The most common false belief is called the Sally-Anna test. A simplified version is where children are told a story of 2 dolls, Sally and Anna, who have a box and a basket respectively. Sally has a toy that she places in her box. Then she leaves the room to play outside with other children. When Sally is gone, Anna removes the toy from the box and puts it in the basket. Where would Sally look for her toy when she comes back? To pass the test, the child must understand that Sally's mental representation is necessarily different from a child's own representation of the situation. The child must infer that another person does not possess the knowledge they possess, or false belief, given that they don't have the same information. Now, I asked the GPT for the same question, and here is the answer. It did learn theory of mind. Generative AI learned that others' mental states may be different from one's own states, beliefs, and desires, intentions, emotions, and thoughts. It learned one of the crucial concepts of social interactions, but it doesn't really mean that ChatGPT has achieved human consciousness. Although this is fairly impressive, it must be interpreted with caution. The question remains as to whether it might just be the result of ChatGPT's incredible command of language, which gives the impression to master TOM. One important thing to note is the speed at which these AI models learn. Here is a graph for reference. GPT-1 launched in 2018 and was not able to learn any TOM tasks. The January 2022 version performed the false belief test at a 70% equivalent to a 7-year-old. ChatGPT 3.5 achieved 93%, and now the new ChatGPT 4 published in March 2023 solved nearly all the tasks at a percentage of 95%. This was achieved in just 3 years, while it usually takes 9 years for the human being to achieve the state of social comprehension, and it can now be replicated instantly. This displays the exponential speed at which today's AI grows and catches on cognitive abilities. While somewhat young, it's growing very quickly, maybe too quickly. We're past the doorstep of wide audience services where AI will feel humane to human beings. This indeed raises the constant ethical questions in a very short time. With all the technological advances to come from this, everything is understandably aimed for a positive impact on life. With all the great potential, many argue that eventually this will create problems in the future, including famous scientist Sir Stephen Hawking spoke about this in the past. He said that although the AI we've made so far has been very useful and very helpful, he's worried that if we teach robots too much, they could become smarter than humans and potentially cause problems. In a recent interview with Elon Musk and Tucker, he stood firm on his word over the years that AI can potentially be dangerous for the general public without implementing enough regulations. What does that really mean? ChatGPT seems harmless. This brings us to the current hypothetical self-aware AI. This is an AI that evolved to be so akin to the human brain that it has developed self-awareness. Creating this type of AI will take decades, if not centuries, away from materializing. It is and always will be the ultimate objective of all AI research. This is what Elon is referring to. Although the development of self-aware can potentially boost our progress as a civilization by leaps and bounds, it can also potentially lead to catastrophe. This is because once self-aware, the AI would be capable of having ideas like self-preservation, which may directly or indirectly spell the end of humanity, as such an entity could easily outmaneuver the intellect of any human being, plot elaborate schemes, or take over humanity. That sounds like something out of a Terminator movie, but as Elon predicts, it wouldn't happen that way, due to the data centers controlling the theoretical robots, which are controlled by the software at the flip of some switches. This is where regulations come into place before self-aware AI ever becomes existent. It's believed that armed robots will be used in the army and in the military in thousands of years to come first, long after this generation, but that idea would certainly transition into commercial robot security, where it would take its place of a real human being to become near invincible in specific circumstances. The military already uses AI for autonomous vehicles and automated target recognition systems. That's where things are headed. It just may take a really long time to fully develop. But what about the negative effects of the current AI tools? The thing is, crimes have already spread across the world with even the most basic AI tools such as AI voice clones to fake identities. Deepfakes are able to replicate your biometrics and create vulnerabilities that aren't bulletproof to modern technology. The IRS uses face scanning verification, banks use voice verification, and even military bases use biometrics. The list goes on. There won't always be a temporary fix anytime soon from these companies until there is a huge number of consumers who have already been fallen victim, and that's how change usually occurs, which is after something substantial repeatedly occurs and attention is brought to the table for solutions. But there isn't always a solution, and authorities will tell you to safeguard yourself rather than to make any changes to adapt to a very new real changing world of AI in general. This is still only the beginning, and AI is here for the better, but the dark side of the technology will always exist by terms of bad actors. The overall danger, repeatedly mentioned everywhere, of artificial intelligence is that instead of just humans engaging in crimes from the use of AI tools, the future of self-aware AI will become an entity of its own with no human rights because it's not human. That is when AI becomes sentient, when an artificial agent achieves the empirical intelligence to think, feel, and perceive the physical world around it just as humans do. On the bright side, the positive impact is always greater than the negative. So far, there are huge health advantages that will change and save the lives of millions faster in multiple ways, not only for research purposes, but also to take better care of patients through improved diagnosis and monitoring. It also has uses within transport, for example, driverless cars as mentioned earlier. But I'm still missing something. These are all concepts of AI tools that are nothing more than only a tool to advance and help the life of human beings in millions of ways. The word AI is very broad, and a lot of people mesh it to just one definition, which is often used interchangeably. Machine learning is considered a subset of AI. It's one of AI's algorithms we've developed to mimic human intelligence. Deep learning is currently the most sophisticated AI architecture we have developed, but back in 2000 the definition of AI was different. For instance, objective character recognition used to be considered AI, but no longer is. And this is why the term AI is sometimes misunderstood and changes over time. When people think of artificial intelligence robot examples, they imagine a robot sliding on the floor that replies mechanically. Robots that resemble the human body are called androids. But factually, a robot that has a physical form may or may not require artificial intelligence to achieve specific tasks. In contrast, AI is a software program, so it doesn't need to be physical. ChatGPT, for example. This is where we draw the line between AI that is dangerous together with AI that is physical. Without both, in its most advanced stages, it is limited to be a danger, but it is not impossible. Danger can mean replacing human jobs resulting in mass unemployment, or danger can also mean total AI singularity. Will it happen or will it not happen? Artificial intelligence is still in its infancy, and as useful as AI is and will continue to be, it's limited because it has no creativity and no capacity for compassion or love yet. AI holds the key to unlocking a magnificent future where, driven by data and computers that understand our world, we will make more informed decisions. These computers of the future will understand not just how to turn on the switches, but why the switches need to be turned on. Even further, they may one day ask us if we need switches at all. In conclusion, while AI certainly has the potential to revolutionize many aspects of our lives, it is important to consider the associated risks and ensure that appropriate measures are taken to mitigate them. With careful planning and regulation, we can take full advantage of AI technology while minimizing the potential harms. With that said, I'm excited to see what AI will bring next, all the way from video games to ordering fast food in the future. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos alike. Let me know what you think about artificial intelligence. I'd love to read it. Thanks, guys.